Afternoon.
You're welcome.
Afternoon, all right. Good, how are you? Right.
Hi Chris, can we start off with some team news? How's Bernardo? Is he ready for Liverpool?
No, Bernardo will miss the game, and apart from Yakambash and Escuero, then no other fresh injuries.
Is Jose's injury quite long term? Are we not expect to see him back, say, till February?
No, it's not long term. It's the type of injury that we've got. Two ways of dealing with it, which is to push him, a little bit harder than what we're pushing him in at the moment, and get him ready. We're delighted with his progress, but I think the decision that we've made is to take it just that little bit slower, just to make sure that we have no problems with it. But he's coming along nicely. He'll of course miss the weekend as well, and we'll try and get him back as quick as possible.
You're on a nice unbeaten run, Chris. 4 games, momentum's building, and a small matter of Liverpool coming to the Amex. What's the spirit in the camp? I've been looking forward to this game.
Well, the spirit's good, and this is the nature of this league. We went on a good run before where we won 3 games on the spin, which is a big achievement, I think, for a club like this in this division. Then we went for a 4-game period where we needed to pick up a victory. So that's how it can go. And at the moment, I think we're in good form. And in particular, really pleasing the FA Cup tie against Bournemouth, because although we changed a lot of numbers in the team, as did Bournemouth, I think that was an important one for the feel of the group, for those that played, for those that are pushing to get places. So at the moment the mood's quite good.
Can I ask you about Nathan Jones, who I think you worked with for a little while when you came into the club just over 4 years ago when you were appointed manager. He's got the job at Stoke. What sort of qualities does he have as a manager, do you think, in your role?
Well, probably the difficulty I have is in the period of time he was here, he was, of course, a coach. But when you look at coaches that you think have potential or good potential to be managers, then Nathan was certainly right up there. Great enthusiasm. I think he's had great experience as well in the roles that he's done before, of course, the role that he's taken up now. So I think as much as he can, he's got that type of experience, and not only just here. So great enthusiasm. I think has a really good knowledge of the game, and all you can hope is that when a coach goes into a managerial position, then he's successful. And I think if you look at what he's done at Luton, you'd have to deem that as being very, very successful. So hence the reason why he's got the job, and certainly everybody here wishes him the best, because he served this club very well.
He's a very enthusiastic, passionate character, isn't he, Nathan Jones? Is he the right fit, do you think, for Stoke, a club that's just been relegated from the Premier League?
Well, they're the sort of questions I can't answer. What I can answer or suggest, the reason why he's got the job, and the reason why he's got the job is because of the outstanding job that he's done at Luton. Yes, he's very passionate about the game. He's got great enthusiasm, but them two qualities, don't necessarily get you on in the game. It's about putting a team together. It's about making sure you know how to get results, home and away, the difficulties, and also all the other aspects which are the difference between what you're doing in a coaching role, and of course the decisions that you have to make regards the players you've got in a managerial role. And he's obviously done that well enough at Luton for him to be put up for the job. And as I said, certainly everybody here wishes him all the best.
Can I ask you about VAR in the news, obviously, after the controversy during the Spurs-Chelsea Carabao Cup semi-final? What do you think needs to be done, Chris, for the situation of VAR to be improved?
Well, I think what needs to be done is what eventually will be done. I certainly don't think that we're going to get a perfect VAR. I don't think so. Still, before the decision is made, you've still got players surrounding the referee. And what you, of course, will have is as we progress with it, you'll have players that will be demanding lots of decisions go to VAR. I think what the game wants to see is of course getting the right decisions, but cutting down the time as quick as possible. What we've seen certainly a couple of incidents. One which was a penalty just about to be taken, which was dragged back for an offside, and I think that type of delay nobody wants to see. The delay that we saw, of course, in the Tottenham Chelsea game is one I think that most people felt was probably a right decision, but can you cut down the time elements in that one? I don't think you're going to get a perfect VAR. I think what you are going to get more right decisions. And you're going to get decisions that are overturned. It will upset managers and teams on the day when it goes against them, and it will delight managers and teams when it goes for them, which is exactly what we have at this moment. So I think it's mostly the time element that needs to improve.
Thanks very much.
Chris, I suppose what you'd be looking to do is build on what you did at Anfield earlier in the season.
Yes, if we could replicate that performance, which was really pleasing because it was early in the season, and of course we found it very difficult on the road last season. So that early in the season to put in a performance like that, of course it was a performance that didn't get us a result, but we were very close to it, and we will definitely have to be somewhere close to that to even think about getting something on Saturday.
How do you set up to play against them?
I think the obvious ones is that you have to have a defensive strategy. I don't think there's any team that plays against them that can afford to go into a game without that. Even Manchester City, which was a great game, the City-Liverpool game, and Manchester City would have to be mindful of the qualities that Liverpool have. So I don't think you can afford not to have that. But you also have to have a strategy to get out. You also have to have a strategy to keep hold of the ball, and you also have to have a strategy to determine the best way to win the game. So we're going to have periods of the ball. I mean, that goes without saying. The longer and more often they have the ball, then what they have showed is that they will break you down with the quality that they have. So certainly a defensive strategy is needed, but we have to make sure that we give them a game.
They'll obviously look at your home form and think they're going to have it life difficult.
Well, I think if they think that, then I think that's respect. I think to the club and of course to the players and the job that they're doing. I think a Liverpool team, coming here and playing at their best, it's incredibly difficult to do anything about. And I think it goes without saying that on a good day for us, would have to be us playing, somewhere near our best or playing very well, and a Liverpool team, not playing so well. So I think they're the obvious is, but we also have to look that we're in decent form. We are at home, and we have to take any of the advantages that we can.
Do you think Liverpool win the league this year?
I don't know. At this moment, I think they are favourites. I think simply because of the points difference, and I think they've been outstanding. So I think there are favourites because of, but you certainly can't write off. If we're talking about the next team that, or the team that are going to challenge the most, I think. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn if we spoke about Manchester City and Liverpool, and you certainly can't write off a Manchester City team that have been, I think, the best team over the last few seasons, and arguably played the best football. So I think Liverpool are favourites, but I couldn't tell you who will win it, and certainly I wouldn't put money on it.
How much admiration have you got for Jurgen Klopp, and has he helped you in any way in terms of things you've taken from his management style?
I think he's been outstanding for the game here. I think when you look at the top teams, and we've experienced it at home and away, they are the top teams because one, they have the best players, but also when you see how they work, and players that possibly you wouldn't have seen, as hard working players out of possession, and when you see how their team work, without the ball, to get the ball back, the quality that they show, it's orchestrated by the manager and the demands of the manager. So I think this season shows what a great job that he has done. What he has been able to do, he's made good decisions. I think this season, Van Dijk, I think, arguably could be the signing, I think, of the season. A goalkeeper that's coming that's outstanding. So I think that they're better prepared, I think, than any other time with the quality that they've got. But it's all led by Jurgen Klopp, and they are a great team to watch.
You're 13th in the table at the moment. Would you be happy with that at the end of the season?
Yes, we'd be delighted with that. Our aim is still about stability of this club, trying to make progress. 13th at the end of the season is progress from last season. There's no doubt about that. So yes, I think we still have to be realistic where we are and where we are as a club, and continue to try and develop and grow.
Do you need to strengthen this month? Is the transfer market something you're thinking about? I know you said there won't be too much activity, but do you think about it at all?
Well, if my opinion is no. I can never say categorically that will be the case, because you never know what happens in this month. But my opinion is that I don't see us bringing in this month. Possibly a couple going out on loan, but I certainly at this moment don't see anybody coming in.
Chris, you've had some great results at the Alex against top sides like Manchester United and Arsenal. How much of a feather in your cap would it be to get something against this Liverpool side? Is that another step up for this club?
Yes, it is, because you are looking at the best teams, and at this moment, Liverpool are the best team in the league. The league position says that. I thought we'd done really well up at Anfield this season, but we can also remember the game here against Liverpool last season, where they were outstanding on the break, and we found it difficult to cope with them. So yes, anything that we could get, I think would show a great challenge for us. But I think it also show, where we've come over this period of time.
And is the Premier League a better place for having a Liverpool side challenging for titles? I mean, we won so many in the 70s and 80s, but does that make the Premier League better with a strong Liverpool side with its traditions?
No, well, I think certainly for somebody like myself that remembers, of course, the great Liverpool era, it's wonderful to see. But if I'm speaking as somebody who loves the game and loves football, then you just want quality in this division, and whether it's a Liverpool back to how they were, or it's a Tottenham, or whether it's a Chelsea, or whether it's Everton pushing again, you just want the quality of this league to be the best that it can. And I do think, if I'm looking at how Man City have been these last few seasons in particular, I think the Liverpool performances of this season, I think, have raised the bar again.
They've got a few people missing, central defence, 3 recognised centre-backs, I think, missing. Does that weaken them in any shape or form?
I don't think it does, because of the quality that they've got. But as with every club, you have your recognised players in that position, and those that you see as your first choices and your second choices generally. But I think with the game that they play, they're very much a possession-based team. Great counter-attacking strength and pace, and probably in a game where they would see themselves having the bulk of possession. Then I think, as they've showed, they've manoeuvred players from one position into another, and have done an equally good job.
Chris, you mentioned Virgil van Dijk being possibly the signing of the season. Cameras up. Yeah.